Hello, my name is Karl Meneghella, and I'd like to welcome you to this season of Coffee with Karl. In each episode, we welcome guests from all over the world who are here to share their knowledge, insights and wisdom in topics both big and small. Hopefully every episode will also have some tips, tools and takeaways that you can use to further your personal and your professional growth. So thank you very much for joining me in Coffee with Karl. Thank you. Professor Johan, good to see you again.
Hi, Karl.
It seems like it was just a few minutes ago. So today we're going to be talking about financial literacy, right?
Yeah.
Why is that so important to you? Why do we need to be financially literate?
Karl, for me, the big problem is, if you speak of financial literacy, it is when I look at what happened in the world on the moment. Everybody is chasing money, but everybody has no money.
Right. Yes.
They live on credit cards and live on credit the whole time, and they don't know why they can't get through a month. And it became for me a big issue to look at, where does it start? Where did it start to say, oh, I don't have money? And then I take it into my own life, and I look at it, as I said in a previous episode, I said, I have a little boy. And when I said to him, where does money come from? Oh no, from your cell phone. You just click on the cell phone and the money come out.
Yep.
And when that opened my eyes, that he's not the only person thinking like that. I talked to students at university, and I said, what do you do? My parents. And so getting the people to know what money is and how to respect money become very important for in the sense that when I wrote that book about it as well. And I thought, okay, start off, I can talk about all the big financial things out there. And I said, no, I'm going to start small. And the first story I wrote in this book was about a penny. And where does this penny come from? And where does this penny go? And how happy it makes people. And I thought it was a little kid story. And Karl, grown-ups, adults came to me and said, hey, I never thought money worked this way.
Yes. Yeah.
And that created for me that financial literacy, it becomes a problem that we do not know what it is all about.
So schools are responsible for education, starting at a very young age. So we have primary schools, high schools, middle schools, universities. And they should be teaching financial literacy. In your opinion, do they teach financial literacy?
No. Asia, no. I don't know who teaches it on the moment. There is nobody. Yes, they teach you, yes, there's a supply, there's a demand. But what is the supply? What is the demand? And when you look at the people, if I look at you and I want to say, okay, Karl, I'm a teacher, you're my student in a class, I must teach you about money, but my own money is, I'm in the red the whole time.
Yes.
How do I teach? It becomes it's not a passion, it becomes just words on a board or words in the mouth, and that becomes a problem, that people do not believe in what they're talking about money.
And for those people who are wondering, when Professor Johan said in the red means you have debt. And I believe there's also good debt and bad debt. So a mortgage on a house, for example, is a good debt because that's an investment, a real estate, a tangible asset. Other debt, say a credit card, for example, what would you call that?
Sometimes necessary, like a financial leverage, and I will explain to you. But even good debt can be bad debt. If, for instance, let me use my own life.
Please.
I like to invest. But I don't like to invest in intangible things, that things that you cannot touch. I like to invest in tangible things. I like to invest in property. So now it's nice. I buy 1 house, 2 houses, 3 houses, and it's wonderful. Does it make me rich? No, it makes me an idiot. Why do I say that? Because what is really an asset? It is something that put money into my pocket. Now, if I buy 3 houses and that 3 houses is standing there and wow, I own 3 houses and I don't rent or lease it out,
Yes.
that's bad
debt.
money.
Yes, that makes perfect sense.
Yes, and that is when we, even if we have an asset. Now, I said, oh, I want to have a car. My wife said, no, I want a car too. So we buy 2 cars. And in my house, we have 2 cars. And you know, I'm a man. I cannot drive a small car, so I had to buy a big 4x4 SUV. And there's my wife, and she have her little car. And you know what, Karl? I did not drive my car in this past month.
Yes.
Because it's not necessary. I am tired of driving. Wife, I'm getting in a car with you. Let's go here or let's go there. If we go somewhere, because now what happened in the industry, what happened now, we can buy everything online.
Yes.
I'm too lazy to drive. So now, we drink Coke in our house.
Yes, yes.
So the Coke is running low. Meep, meep, meep. On the phone,
And
here we
delivering.
go. 7-Eleven, come and deliver a Coke.
Yep.
So we don't even drive for that anymore. Oh, no, because they are busy with the road in front of our house. So nobody drive anymore. So 2 cars that is supposed to be assets are not assets. And that creates a problem when we're looking at money eventually to say, do I invest carefully? Do
Yes,
I invest
yes.
that money must make money?
Yes.
The same comes with credit sometimes. And sometimes in credit, we call it financial leverage. Where if I don't have credit and I buy, say, a piece of land and I bought it for 100,000 baht. So that money, that 100,000 baht is for this land.
Yes.
But if I want to do a business and if I can have double this amount and I borrow money from the bank, then it can be a benefit by also having a debt compared on this money.
And you can improve the land.
Yes, and I did not use all my cash.
Yes.
Because cash, I say it many times, cash is king.
Yes, absolutely. It's funny because if you have, say, $50 or 50 baht, 50 pound, you go to a restaurant, you pay 50 pound, right? The restaurateur gets 50 pound of value. The restaurateur goes to the fish market with the 50 pound, he buys 50 pound of fish. He gets 50 pound of value. The fisherman pays his crew 50 pound. The crew get 50 pound of value. With cash, the value is there all the time. With a credit card, there's interest on this transaction, the interest on that transaction, and eventually there's no money.
There's no money left. Yes.
Eventually. And interestingly, like yourself, I live in Thailand part-time, in Australia part-time. But in our village, so in our Muban, like an estate, I noticed that there are people with big flash Mercedes and all this sort of thing. And after 6 months or so, the car's gone. And a lot of people are buying it on credit and they can't afford the payments and it's gone. Now, I'm very old-fashioned, but I try to never spend more than I earn in a given month. Right? Now, I'm lucky I don't have children. I know you have your boys. That's a huge expense straight away. But that's my little philosophy. I try not to spend as much as I earn in any given month. Right? So at the end of the month, if I don't have it, I go without. And that's really simple. Are there some
Very
tools
wise.
or tricks that you could pass on, especially to our students, because they're tempted by credit, they're tempted to scan something, they're tempted to, they're not opening their pocket and taking out the money, so it's almost become abstract. Do you have any tips or tricks for those people?
Yes, the first thing I want to say, learn to use Excel.
Aha, yes.
Because if you use Excel and you can start to use Excel, you start to create a small budget.
Yes.
If you cannot do the budget by yourself, Excel, even if you ask it, it will create for you a budget that you can fill in some information. And to see where your money goes. I found it many times with my students who say, but Professor, I don't know what happened to my money. I had it in my pocket. And the first thing I tell them is to say, money is very shy.
Yes.
If you can take me on my word, or you can take this as an experiment. If you have money in your wallet or in your purse, and you look at it and you close it up, and this afternoon you look at it and you close it up, and tomorrow morning you look at it and you close it up. Count it. The money goes away. Because without you knowing, you spend it, it doesn't.
A little bit here, a little bit there.
Here, a little bit there, and poof, all my money is gone. If you do not put your eyes to the money, money come and hide with you.
Yes, yes.
And that becomes important. So when you look at a budget, and a small budget, is you say, I spent money here, and I spent money here, I bought a pack of chips there, I bought a pack, I eat too much chips, and because I use all the chips, I had to go to the gym to go and work out because I'm getting fat.
Pay the membership for the gym.
Yes, and all this, if you start to look at your money, you say, hey, nothing wrong to have one chip a week, but you don't have to have 5 packets of chips a day. Or in my case, it was on Coca-Cola. Why don't we have Coke? And my wife said, you drink all the Coke. And then I tried something else, and it was a terrible experiment, but it worked. And now I don't want to drink much Coke. I said to her, okay, for every Coke you give me to drink, you must give me a glass of water as well.
Perfect.
And you know what? My Coke
went
consumption
down, and you're getting healthier. Yes, yes.
And I'm healthier.
Could I share something? I think it's really important. You mentioned Excel. And I didn't used to like Excel at all. But I'll tell you, taking a little bit of time to input formulas is vital. Because with Excel, you can input a formula. So once you've done it once, you can copy the month over to another month. The formulas copy over as well, which means at any given time, you can see and you can even color code it. If it's red, you're in debt. If it's black or blue, you're in profit. And trust me on this, I know it sounds pedantic and it sounds pragmatic and it sounds old-fashioned, but if you keep track of your money will keep track of you. If you don't keep track of it, it's gone. It's gone. And think about the things you're buying and maybe think, do I need this? Do I want this? Is a different equation. Do I need this? So there are things to think about.
It's very, very important. When you look at big companies and you look at Elon Musk and you look at a company called Apple, how much cash do they have? A lot.
Yes.
A lot. Because they know cash is king. If I have cash and I come to, or I go to a shop, I can say, hey, I want to buy this coffee mug. You know what? I have credit. Okay, the coffee mug is so much money.
Yes.
Take it or leave it. If I have cash, and I said, drop the price a little bit.
Yep.
No, I have cash. The guy said, okay, drop a little bit. So you can save.
You can bargain. I've actually had this before when it's a big item and the shopkeeper said, are you paying cash or card? And I was buying a GoPro, so it's quite expensive, right?
Yeah.
And so I said, I can pay cash. What can you do? And because I was paying cash, the price, and it was only about $70, but that's $70 in my pocket.
Exactly.
And the other thing too is if you're making money, the differential factor, like now, if you're, let's say you're in business and you lose a sale, your competitor must make the sale, which means the differential is double. If you lose a $1,000 sale, you're still going to buy the GoPro, so your competitor has made it. And I think that's why cash is king, because the shopkeeper knows the value of cash.
But Karl, now I just remember about the one story we had, or seen it happen.
I like your stories. Tell me.
I was in China. So now in China, if the land doesn't belong to you, it belongs to government.
Yes.
So if they need the land to do some investment or to do some project, they will, and there's a farmer living on the land, they will give them 1 or 2 apartments in an apartment block where they can go and live.
Yes.
That's what happened with the Three Gorges Dam, for instance.
Right, yes.
The property was underwater, so they would give them land. So these guys never learned how to work with money.
Yes.
Because in Thailand, or in China, land or property is very expensive. If you do not own property, you cannot get married. Because if you want to get married, the girls say, 你有房子吗? Do you have a house?
Yeah.
Do you have a car? If not, I will marry somebody who has a house and a car.
Who does have it, exactly right.
So now prices are very high.
Yeah.
So this farm community in a city called Taichung, the property was taken back by the government because they wanted the investment from the Germans to come in there, and Siemens and the big guys came and they invest, so they gave these guys houses. And you can see who is the farmer who got a house.
They sold it?
They sold it, And the first thing they bought was an Audi A6.
Yes, yes. Isn't that crazy?
They get out of the car, they still dress like a farmer,
Yes.
and they drive a brand new Audi A6. 2 months later, the Audi A6 gone.
And this is the crazy part. If you buy a house, even on finance, all right, your house is going up in value, all right? Every week, every day, it's going up. Maybe it's micron, but it's going up every day. You buy a car, you drive it out of the car yard, it's gone down in value straight away.
Exactly.
And people are thinking, oh, I want to drive a fancy car. But the girl they're trying to impress doesn't care about the car. She wants to know, do you have a house? Do you have security? Will you look after me?
Exactly.
And boys don't see that.
Yes, as boys in our toys, because
Yes, exactly.
we think that car is very important.
Yes.
And that is one of the main problems that we have. When we look at a car and we say, okay, it will deteriorate in value at a certain time. No. When you buy a car and you buy a brand new car now, and you in the shop,
Yes.
and you say you bought a white Toyota.
Yes.
And you said, I must start this Toyota now. And you look out of the street and there goes a red Toyota past you. And you said, you know what, salesman? I just bought this white Toyota from you. I want to change it to the red one.
Yeah. Now it's second hand.
It's second hand. You do not get that same value anymore. You lose thousands in the beginning, even before you even drove the car.
I have some family members, my nephew, for example, I won't say which one, but the money just goes through their hands, right? And unfortunately, you cannot put an old head on young shoulders. Right? And so you wish you could convince them, to please try a budget, try and husband your money, try and look after it. But it falls flat. It's like, you're old, you don't know what you're talking about. But we survived, and we got to be old with assets because we did know what we were talking about. So I've heard you talk before about financial literacy as a human right. That's a very big statement, a human right. Could you expand on that a little bit, please?
For us as humans, for us as people, to look at our money, we work day and night, or we work in a certain period of time. Nothing comes for free.
Yes, yes.
If we work, if it comes for free anyway, that human right disappeared. If I give you $1,000 now, you will not know where the money comes from, and you would spend it without having respect
For the money,
this
yes.
money.
Yep.
So if you work and you have that money, it's your right to use it to the best of your ability to take care not only of you, but also of the family, as you said, the people around you. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen like that anymore. Many people are losing this right because they are not financial literate. And I'm going to use an example. And maybe I'm going to get in trouble with it, but I'm going to stop, man.
We try not to get in trouble, but please.
Yes. My sister-in-law,
Oh, you will be in trouble. Sorry, your sister-in-law, you're in trouble.
she had a wonderful company, a tourist company with guest houses in Thailand.
Nice.
Wonderful life. Living the dream.
Living the dream, yes.
But not living it in putting money back in the bank. Everything went into the company and went to buy the cars and the houses and the things they want to have. Then COVID struck.
Yes. Yeah.
And when COVID struck, people didn't come.
Correct, yes. They were isolated. They were locked down.
The end story was she came to live in my house. What do they have left of all that? If they were financial literate, if they knew you do not have to go and brag about your life, they could have had a better life. If it was not for me having a house, Karl, they were in the street.
They'd be lost, yes.
Yes.
And people like to blame COVID. COVID had some very good things as well. COVID created, and it would have happened anyway, but it created the whole mobile app for online shopping.
Yep.
And now it was already there, but I think COVID forced us to go into a quick adoption phase. And I think that there's some benefits there. It reduced the footprint of things like traffic, air traffic in particular. I think for some people, I know that we did this at home, my wife and myself, we actually had more time together. My wife started working at home. That can be a good and a bad thing, but no, it was a good thing.
You're not going to be in trouble.
But COVID, it's nothing's just bad and nothing's just good. And I think there's always an opportunity. And I know the Chinese look at the word for threat is very similar to the word for opportunity. Where there's a threat, you can find something in there which is an opportunity. Because if your competitors are threatened, there might be something for you to leverage. You know, so
that opportunity cost is
Yes.
always there.
Yeah.
And Carl, that I agree with you. What happened with COVID was bad in what it was doing.
For sure.
However, COVID opened our eyes to say, hey, we have to take stock of who we are as human beings.
Yes.
Making sure that our health, taking care of our own bodies,
Yep.
and taking care of the family.
Yes.
And so for me, that part of COVID became very important to say, I have to live with my wife under the same roof
Yes.
now. I can't run all the way down to Cambodia to come and teach here
Yep.
because it's a problem.
Sorry, please.
And that also created for us a place where we say, hey, our money, we have to think twice before we spend that money.
And I think that there, think before you spend, I think that's really important. You think before you
Yes.
cross the street. Right? When you cross the street, you are potentially a second away from death. Right?
Yes.
When you cross the street. If you're not looking, a car could hit you. Right? So I think we need to look at think before you spend. And sometimes if you do the budget like using Excel, for example, you can actually allocate some funds every month for a splurge. And for those of you who aren't sure what that means, it's like a luxury. So maybe it means taking your wife out for a fancy dinner. Maybe it means meeting your friends and going to a movie. Maybe it means buying some new cards if you're into Pokemon or whatever. You can actually budget that into Excel. You could even use AI to help you format the Excel to get that together,
Yes.
right? You could input how much do you earn, and then how much do you spend, and you know where you are. But to me, the power is knowing where you are on a day, week, and month basis.
And forget to compete with the Joneses. That means if my friend have a new shirt on, I don't need to buy 3 more new shirts.
What's wrong with my shirt?
Yours is smaller than mine.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
And that is a major problem on the moment where TikToks and
Yes,
all these
yes.
influencers is coming out and say, hey, we must do it this way. And people blindly follow them.
Yes.
Those guys in the TikToks and those guys in the YouTubes, they get money for doing what they're doing.
Can I make 2 observations here? One, let's talk about social media in a minute. But before that, I got told by a very clever person, and the person said to me, if it's free online, if it's an app, if it's free, you are the product.
Yes.
So like Facebook, for example, it's free. No, it's not. They're selling your data. They send advertisements to you using your data. It's not free.
Nothing is
Right?
free.
And nothing is free. And I think the problem there is you think, my friend has this, I want it. And that's where we start to lose sight of the value of the money. We just blindly follow our friends. I have a cousin who hates the idea of school uniform. I said to him, the one good thing about school uniform, you don't have to compete. It's an equaliser.
Yes.
Oh, but my fashion, it's like, your mum and dad are paying the money, not you. Therefore, there's no choice. School uniform.
Exactly.
Oh, but I'll be embarrassed. If everyone's in school uniform, you won't be embarrassed. But could we talk for a moment about social media as an influencer and maybe people's financial literacy? I know, where do we start?
Where do we start? It's a deep pit, because our lives become a place of likes. If I do something good, and there was a man who wrote a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yes.
Kyocera.
Yes, Kyocera, yes.
And he said something very interesting one day. He said, you must have 3 piggy banks or 3 banks. If you put money into your daily living, you must put money for investment. Your investment mustn't go there. It must stay here, and
Yes.
investment must grow. And you must also do your tithing. You must go and put money at the monastery or at the temple or wherever you are.
Whichever your God is, yes.
You pray, okay? That is nice. But what happened with social media? Social media, I see this poor little kid, snotty nose, sitting here in the street. I'm going to give him an ice cream. But not give him the ice cream. Let me take a cell phone. Let me take a selfie of showing off of giving the ice cream.
Yes.
And maybe sometimes I take the ice cream back because the photo is gone.
Yes.
But, and that creates a big problem when you look at social media and how social media is influencing people. They don't do it anymore because of heart and the blessing. They do it now for how many likes I can get.
Yes.
If I see it with my boy, he called Goofy. He said, I don't want to wear this shirt because I'm going to look goofy.
Yep.
So it becomes expensive not to be goofy anymore.
Yes. Yeah.
And that is where we are on a moment when it comes to that
Social media, yes.
influence. And it's bad in America and maybe other countries as well, where if I cannot compete, what is happening? The suicide is going up and up because my parents is not good enough. They cannot take care of me. Boop, and they do something bad to themselves because of social media and money.
And social media is not all that social. When I play chess online, I don't talk to the person. We just play chess. But if I'm playing chess face to face, we talk. We have a glass of whiskey or whatever, a cigar, but we talk, and it's social.
Yes.
And I think a lot of children don't know what social is anymore, that face-to-face interaction. But I know we're running out of time. Professor Johan, thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
A
Karl.
real pleasure. Thank you.
Nice day.
Thank you. I'd like to thank you for joining me in this episode of Coffee with Karl. Hopefully the episode was a benefit in your personal and professional growth, and the tips, tools and takeaways will further help you. Thank you.